going on here? Mic in, HDMI. Looks about right. And we are live. What's up, guys? Justin Our Hairs here. Glad you guys are back. Let me just click the link here. Make sure that button is going. So we're talking about network societies, right? And with network societies, that is what today is when it comes to business, when it comes to just how new, like, developed countries are moving forward. At one point, all countries were moving at a pace of employees and some sort of organized fashion, right? But some of the more developed countries are now at a network society and are now gracefully moving in towards an AI society, if you will, right? And so taking that into account, you know, what Peter Drucker says here in the Daily Drucker, you guys understand this book that we pay homage to based on this playlist, right? 366 days of business scenarios, right? This book, really, when he's talking about the innovative thinking, he does touch on where we are today in a sense, even back in 2004 when this book was published. And so he kind of makes a point here, and I'm skipping ahead of what he said because I want to read this verbatim. And he says, most adults in the U.S. labor force do work for an organization. We get into a little bit of outsourcing and things like that. He goes, but increasingly they are not employees of that organization, right? They are contracted employees, they're part-timers, they're temporaries, right? And relationships between organizations are changing just as fast as the relations between organizations and the people who work for them, okay? The most visible example is what we call outsourcing, right? In which a company, a hospital, government agency turns over an entire activity to an independent firm that specializes in that kind of work. You see a lot of that now because where a lot of burden of that type of employee is placed on that company and they're just contracted to come to your company or so on, right? And provide a service, and that's it. You can be done with it because maybe that service isn't something that's long term. Maybe it's just for a period of time, right? So you have to understand that. He goes, even more important may be the trend toward alliances. Individual professionals and executives will have to learn that they must take responsibility for placing themselves, right? So they have to market themselves accordingly. What skills do you have that make a company, a conglomerate, a business, whatever you have going on, what makes them valuable to you, right? And so the action point he says here is he goes, make a list of the top 10 reasons you are attractive as a partner in an alliance, right? Because that alliance is the joining of two companies where one is outsourced to the other providing a service. So what makes that alliance? What makes you a part of that alliance, and where's your value? There it is.